I've gotten so close to many payouts and I've just screwed up. So my first payout, when I got the email that it's processing, I could not believe it. I went to bed, but I did not sleep that night because how
Yeah.
excited and how and how proud of myself I was. So I received it and I just gave everything to my wife because she's seen the struggles, right? She's seen me go through all the hurdles. And so I was happy. I was happy just to get it and very grateful to have this opportunity, to be honest.
That's awesome, man. That's super cool. Dude, I'm super proud for you. Welcome everybody to another trader interview. My name is Will Davis from The Fivers. We have got another fantastic trader. We got Sidy over here. Sidy, how are you doing, my man? I'm really excited to talk to you about this account. So guys, if you haven't already, make sure you like the video, make sure you leave a comment because this is an awesome trader over here. How are you doing?
I'm great. Well, thank you. And it's a pleasure talking to you right now. I've been waiting for this meeting for so long and my time has finally came. So I appreciate this time, honestly.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dude, I'm super grateful to have you on this call. You were telling me a little bit about your journey just now and what you've been through regarding the account, scaling the account. Yes, guys, you heard it, scaling the account. And to potentially now the outcome of this account as well, and moving on to others and scaling more. So I'm really looking for. I'm trying not to give too much away to the guys. So guys, stay tuned because he's going to be discussing not only his strategy, not only diving into his hub, but he's going to be explaining his journey on trading, where he's come from, how he's been doing, as well as progress and even pullbacks in his trading career. So this is going to be super interesting. So first things first, Sidy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you. Well, so my name is Sidy. I'm 38 years old. I was born in Senegal. I grew up in the US, stayed there till I was 24 years old, and then I moved to the UAE and in Abu Dhabi. And I actually work here as a respiratory therapist in the medical field.
Nice.
So yeah, came here for 2 years. I'm still here after 14 years. And yeah, so that's how it's been so far. So
Awesome.
I've been trading since 2021, 2022.
Okay.
Right after COVID. So I've just been getting my feet wet, made a lot of mistakes, tons of mistakes, and finally this past 2 years, I'm finally getting it and finally being very profitable. And I'm really grateful for the Fivers and anything Forex related, to be honest.
That's super cool, man. Super cool. So Abu Dhabi stole your heart and kept you in there.
Yeah.
That's super cool, man.
Yes, met my wifey and got married and got kids.
Beautiful, awesome stuff. Oh, that's super cool, man. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. So looks like you're starting to make it, man. Looks like 2 years and you're starting to get it. You've taken some lessons. First of all, what's the biggest lesson that you've taken from the trading industry? I try and ask this to a lot of people that I speak to, especially when they mention, lots of lessons. I've never met a trader that hasn't gone through a lesson before gaining profitability. So what is your biggest lesson that the trading industry has taught you before becoming profitable?
Honestly, my biggest lesson was just keeping cool, like you run into many hurdles, many obstacles, many challenges, but if you keep your cool, keep your calm, and always believe that you can make it, it can always happen. And I'm proof of it.
Dude, that's super cool. That's awesome. So you talk about keeping calm. You said that's your biggest lesson is keeping calm. And I'm assuming that you're aware that there's a definite correlation between trading, analytics, and psychological sides. So what is more important to you, the trading psychology or the analytical side of trading?
Honestly, the psychology is, in my opinion, 90%. The trading,
amazing.
It's not as bad. It's just your psychology.
Love it.
How do you
Guys,
recover?
I say it all the time. I say it all the time.
Yeah,
It's starting to
right.
become a pattern, guys. Every
Exactly.
trader we interview is saying the same thing. Psychology is so
Exactly.
important in trading. And it's cool that you've noticed that. Yeah, super cool. So yeah, tell us a little bit about your journey in trading. So you started around just after COVID. I think a lot of traders started then. I think COVID was quite a scary time for a lot of people. I think a lot of people tried to get into the trading industry. So tell us a little bit about your journey. What was your roadmap, let's call it?
So my roadmap, I've started just curious. My wife used to work with this guy who was doing Forex, so she kind of introduced me to him. And I was in his, he was doing a mentorship program. I've attended lectures and started trading with him. So he taught me his strategy, which is I'm very grateful because he introduced me to Forex and taught me the basics. But the way he traded, it's great and worked for him. But for me, at the end, I realized it was not for me.
Hmm.
Okay, so I had to actually go and relearn how to trade myself by I attended the 2022 ICT mentorship program, which
Nice.
honestly was a painful watch, but it helped me. I took
Yeah.
all I've learned from it and made my own strategy out of it and just carried on. So it was a difficult journey. It was never always wins, wins, and wins. I've lost, but I've never given up. I've always gotten up and kept learning, kept back testing. So the key to it was all back testing. I've spent months and months and most of my weekends just back testing. So which ended up helping me a lot.
That's super cool, man. Yeah, I think a lot of people misjudge the whole importance of backtesting. I think a lot of people just want to get straight into the markets, and not enough people have the patience to sit down and do some backtesting because it's not fun, it's not sexy, it's boring. And
Right.
yeah, that's awesome. I think a lot of people need to remember that backtesting is important for collecting data. Going on to the ICT, I think a lot of people give a lot of shade and throw a lot of shade on ICT because of the name or because of those
Yeah.
three letters, ICT. And I think if you start to realize that in my experience, that ICT concepts have a lot of similarities with other concepts. They're
Yeah.
just decorated in a different way. And I think what if you look at ICT concepts and you take the mentorship, for example, you can look at an
Mhm.
ICT mentorship and then go to a completely different, irrelevant, complete random mentorship in another area of trading field, and you'll pick up similarities there, which is super cool
Absolutely.
because like you've just said yourself, you've taken a lot away from that and you've learned from it and created your own strategy. Now, that is what mentorships are for. Mentorships, in my opinion, aren't for you to copy the trader exactly. They're for you to learn from the trader and then create your own strategy based on his teachings. That's providing you get a good mentor. But
Definitely.
again, that's not my place to tell you who is and who is not a good mentor. So I'm staying
That's
out of the whole
true.
ICT conversation. That's
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. So it's super cool that so you're almost as far as educating yourself trading, you're self-taught in the way that you've understood pretty quickly the
yes.
ideology of understanding there's a mentor to learn
Mm.
from, but you've got to create your own strategy. That is awesome because I don't think enough people understand that. I think so many people go into the industry and say, I want to copy a trader instead of I want to
Mm.
learn what this trader has to offer and create my own from it. And dude, you can see already how
Hey,
your progress is shot up
yeah.
super quickly. So in the past 2 years, you said you've started to find traction.
Yes. Past two
That's
years been profitable. I start to see the light and I've been happy. I've been getting payouts,
Is this
I've
your first
been
time getting paid out?
No, actually, I've been getting payouts from different firms, which
Okay,
is which
nice.
is great.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, which is great. I'm not only trading with you, I'm trading with other firms, and I
Nice.
recently started getting into futures, which is actually
Okay,
very
awesome.
profitable. So yeah.
Rumor
So
has it the five
rumor
coming out
has
with
it.
the futures platform very, very soon, new in
Oh man,
2026.
I can't
So
wait. I can't wait.
yeah,
Make it
even I'm
happen,
excited for
please.
that. I'm
Please.
not a futures trader, but I think even I'm going to be diving into the futures industry as soon as the fires release it.
Oh,
So
definitely,
that's
definitely.
that's that's awesome, man. So how did you feel when you first got your payout? How did you feel when you sort of, you've gone through this struggling journey over the past like 3, 4 years, 2 years profitability, you've passed an account and you've been paid. Like what was that feeling like for you?
Actually, I cannot describe it honestly because it was so amazing and so, I've gotten so close to many payouts and I've just screwed up. So my first payout when I got the email that it's processing, I could not believe it. I went to bed, but I did not sleep that night because how
Yeah.
excited and how and how proud of myself I was. So I received it and I just gave everything to my wife because she's seen the struggles, right? She's seen
Yeah.
me go through all the hurdles and so I was happy. I was happy just to get it and very grateful to have this opportunity, to be
That's
honest.
awesome, man. That's super cool, dude. I'm super proud for you. I
Oh,
remember
thank you.
I've said a few times. I remember my first payout. I was having coffee. I was at a cafe with my parents, and I got that notification from my bank, and it took a couple of days. I think it was like 4 3 4 days. I think it took to process the whole thing. And I kind of got bored of it. I was like, yeah, yeah, okay, I'm gonna. I got super excited at first, and a bit like yourself, I couldn't sleep. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get paid. And then like a day, and I was like, oh, I haven't been paid yet. So I was like, oh my God, is this actually legit? And then a couple of days later, having coffee, got that notification from my bank saying that my payout had landed, and I was like, oh my God, like this just
It's the
felt
best
real.
feeling.
It just felt
It's the
super real.
best
But
feeling, man.
did you at one point think to yourself that this is the rest of your life? Like, did that euphoria kick in, or were you able to control your emotions pretty quickly and think, right, okay, back to basics, keep going, and rinse and repeat?
It kicked in, but I had to control myself. I had to tell
Nice.
myself, look, you can get excited. This is a payout. So the goal is try to get more payout. If I get more consistent, then at least later on I can be like, you know what, maybe I can do this long term. But
I like that.
you have to be humble actually and just know that it's never going to be that easy. So you have to just
Yeah, absolutely, man.
grind slowly till you get to the top or you get to the point. So that's what I'm doing for now.
I like that. Trying to stay humble when you're getting paid thousands is quite hard as well, isn't it? You see a couple
Yeah,
of $1,000 after like 20 minutes of trading, and you're like, dude,
exactly,
I've worked
exactly.
20
It's hard.
minutes this month and I've earned 2 grand from it. Like, how is this possible? You know?
Exactly,
So yeah,
exactly.
I can imagine it'd be a hard journey trying to humble yourself after the struggles of trying to become profitable. So you've managed it though, man, and
Thank
you
you. Appreciate
deserve
it.
you deserve that massive compliment. You deserve those payouts. So first things first, I believe that you have got your trading view for us. We'd love to
Yes.
see the strategy. We'd love to understand the currency pairs or the assets that you're trading and
Okay.
maybe the strategy that you're using to trade with. So if you can share your screen with us and show us that fantastic strategy that managed to get you to scale and get paid on $100,000 account, that would be
All
super
right.
cool.
I'm happy to do that. So
Awesome
for
stuff.
me, I only trade gold. That's all I do, nothing else.
Nice.
Okay.
So just
Uh,
one asset, and that's
just
XAU USD.
Yeah, just one asset. And
Awesome.
my charts, as you can see, it's very simple. There's no drawings, there's nothing. All right. So pretty much all I need to do is I usually go on the daily chart to let me know what is happening and where am I at with the price. Okay. As you can see, for the past whatever years, months, we've been very bullish. Okay. And until this end here, this is just ranging, which is a difficult area to trade. So what I do is my approach is I come in, I see what's happening. And then I note my most highest point for the chart, which is this, and I mark it up. Okay. So this is my point. I mark it up. And then my most recent move, which is from here to here. Most of my moves I am doing on the 4-hour chart. So on the 4-hour chart, I also look at the direction of what's happening. So I come here, all right, and then I see what is happening. So as you can see, we are still in an uptrend, okay? We're still in an uptrend. And based on my strategy, all I do is I mark up my recent highs or recent lows. So this is a recent high, 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 this is a recent high. So for example, this is one of a trade that I took before. Okay, so this was my previous high. So I put a line on it, which was here. So based on my strategy, I need a recent high to be taken out, and I need 3 candles to take them out. Let's say, for example, 1, 2, 3 candles took out this recent high. And if they leave a fair value gap, I would wait for it to retrace to it here, and then I would place a buy. So once a high is taken, I need 3 candles to take out the high. And if they leave a fair value gap, then I know for sure this is going up. I'll wait for it to retrace down, and then I will buy. So when it comes to this, I don't really need to go to the 1 hour or the 15 minutes. So I usually just trade based on the 4 hour, straight to it like that. Now, for example, another one is here. Okay. So this was the most recent high. So this happened yesterday. Okay. This high here was taken by 1 candle, but we did not get the 2 or 3 candles. This is how I know this move would fail. Okay, because if we wanted continuation to happen, I need 1, 2, 3 candles to leave a fair value gap. I would patiently wait for them to retrace to it, and then I would place my buy or continuation. So what you see in this picture here, so yeah. So what you see here, this is my high from yesterday, right? And candle 1 took it out, but when it closed below the high, and it failed to make a fair value gap. So that's when I know that this is not valid. So I'm sitting on my hands and I'm not touching this trade at all. Now, another example would be
So would you
here.
take that for sells as well? Is that, or is that just, do you like just
Yes,
buy, or would that be valid for sell opportunities?
yes, yes. So once I know that this 4 hour candle did not close
Mhm.
bullish and another one opened and left a fair value gap. Once I close below this, I start to look at fair value gaps on the sell side. All right. So then I would go on the lower frames, let's say the 1 hour or the 15 minutes. All right. So I will look at my lows here. So for example, this low has been taken out by 1, 2, 3 candles. I just wait for the fair value gap to reach it, and then I can go for a sell. And from here to here, that's over 100 pips. So you can eat based on these fair value gaps left and right.
Yeah,
Very easy. So
nice.
50 pips, 100 pips, people think it's nothing, but if you're looking at it nicely, you can make good money from it.
100%, man. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, super simple strategy. In fact, you actually trade a gold strategy similar to mine. I like
Mm.
the consolidation, the breakout. I don't
Right.
really look too much at the fair value gaps. That's more on
Mm.
my sort of like my NASDAQ, maybe my EU/GU strategy, where I look at a breakout and retest with my fib and fair value gap. Dude, that's
Right.
amazing. That's, yeah, trade very simply. Simple strategy, order flow, naked price
Thank you.
action, no indicators. That is
Thank you.
really, really nice. I love to see that. So now that you've shown us a little bit about your strategy, you've shown us
Mhm.
you trade gold, you've done a bit of a top down for us, you've shown us how you trade it. I think
Mhm.
it's time to show us the hub. Let's have a look. Let's
All
let's
right,
see let's,
go.
let's see
Let's see
some of
the
those
hub.
payouts.
My hub is here. There we
Awesome
go. Here
stuff.
we go.
$12,782 in
Yes,
paid
yes,
out capital,
yes.
dude. That is amazing. In fact, let
And
me see if I can find a reaction. Let me see if I can get like a clapping. Dude, I can put a clapping emoji. That's all. That's
thank you. Appreciate it,
Mate,
man.
that is
Appreciate it.
amazing. Twelve
Yes, thank
thousand,
you.
nearly $13,000 in payouts. I think you are the highest payout I have interviewed since starting the interviews, and I
Oh,
started in October, November doing the
it's
trader
an,
rooms, and I think
it's
you
an
are
honor, my
the
man.
highest paid out trader that I have
No, I
interviewed
appreciate it.
so far, I
I
believe.
appreciate it. I
So, dude,
appreciate it.
congratulations. So,
And
you've
this
had
payout, and this payout was done in 3 days, right? So
nice.
with the right strategy, with patience, you can always do it.
That's super cool, man. That is absolutely fantastic. So you said as well that not only have you been paid out on $100,000 live funded account, you have also scaled it from
Yes, yes.
100,000 to $125,000. How did you find that scaling process? Like, how did you deal with the emotions of trying to hit that, that 10% scaling target?
Honestly, that's what attracted me to Fivers because the scaling program, honestly, is one of the smartest things you guys have created and you guys have done for people. All right.
Hmm.
Because look, 3 days, usually, about 3 days of trading, and then I hit 9,900 and change. I'm like, you know what? I will stop, get my payout, and then make 100 extra and then scale the account. So technically, in 4 days of trading, I was able to scale my account. Where else do you get that? Nowhere else. Honestly, I'm
But
grateful
that is
that you guys have this
insane.
program.
That is
Yeah.
sick. 4 days managed to get 9 grand. That's super cool, man. That's something. That's something. You deserve one hell of a pat. Pat yourself on
I
the back for
appreciate it.
that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate
Awesome
it.
stuff. And you managed to get that $8,000 payout. I bet you were. Is that your biggest payout so far, or is that
Biggest so far. I've gotten some with
nice?
other firms, but it was on different, payouts that I was able to reach a massive amount. But this is my
Yeah.
biggest, yes.
That's awesome. So yeah, dude, that is super cool. 12, nearly nearly $13,000, $8,000 being your biggest payout. The rest of them being some pretty nice little payouts at 2%, 1%, 1.7%. Mate,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So how is the account going? You told me some unfortunate news on the account. You said you've had a not so good month. Walk
Not
us
so
through the
good month.
progress on it. So you managed to pass the
Honestly,
account, get paid, scale the account. Walk us through
scale account
the process.
ran into some hurdles. December has been a terrible month and very weird month. As you can see, nothing makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just abrupt. chart movements up and down. So I've hit a hurdle and have to learn from it, right? I have to keep moving and
Absolutely.
just keep going.
So the question is
Yeah,
this going to stop you?
never.
Good man.
Nothing,
Good man.
nothing
That
can
is what
stop
I
me.
love to hear. Nothing will stop you now.
Nothing
You
will
are in
stop
the
me.
markets for good.
I'll keep pushing. I will keep pushing.
Good. That's what I like to hear. So you told me that you've already got another account with the Fivers ready to go in the new year.
Yep, ready to
Awesome.
go and
Another
ready to make
100K
great
ready to
progress.
pass, ready to get paid, and ready to
Ready to
scale.
thrive. Yep, and I'll also give a hand at the boot camp challenge, and I will try that and see how it
Nice.
goes.
Awesome
So
stuff. Yeah, Sidy,
definitely.
I cannot wait to see what you got next year. Dude, like I
Oh,
honestly I'm looking forward to following your journey. Keep in contact with us and make sure you keep us up to date. And
thank
maybe
you.
even maybe I'll be curious. Maybe I'll tell the team to dive in and like let me know how you get on, you know. Maybe
Oh, that
I'll drop you
definitely,
I'll drop you an email or something in like 6 months time, see how you're getting on. Dude,
definitely.
that's fantastic, and that is amazing. I've loved to see your journey. Thank you so much for coming on. But more importantly, before we leave, what would let's imagine we've got some traders here watching today who either maybe haven't been paid out, maybe they're thinking about giving up, or maybe they're just starting their journey and they're fortunate enough to find a fantastic prop firm like ourselves, and maybe
Mm.
they're just thinking, I really don't know how to start, where to start, and what to do. What is your advice for a new trader, beginner trader, or a trader who's ready to give up?
My advice is don't think about the money. Just have patience and learn. Make sure you're well educated first before putting your own money. And, make sure you also go to a prop firm which is reputable and has a track record, instead of just buying things left and right. So make sure you learn, make sure you follow the right process, make sure you back test and spend hours, months, or years back testing because it will pay off.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Sidy, thank you so much for joining today. Thank you so much for participating in this interview. And thank you again for showing us your strategy and diving into your hub. I wish you nothing but success in 2026. Have a fantastic Christmas, my friend, and have a great new year. Guys,
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for watching this video. Can we have a massive thank you for Sidy as well? Drop it in the comments. Say congratulations, Sidy, on the scaling and the payouts. Make sure you like this video. And if you are new to the Fivers, welcome to the best prop firm in the world. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you want to see myself trade live funded 100K account and see if I can scale my live stream account, I do not trade this account off stream. This is all trades are taken on stream. If you want to see me try and attempt to scale it almost like Sidy has done, then make sure that you go over to the Fivers live and you can catch me live there. But for now, thank you so much, guys. Signing out, Will Davis. See you all in the next one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.